Welcome everybody to the 2019 Paola Longoria experience here in San Luis Potosi, Mexico. We are joining our first quarterfinals of the day. Montse Mejia serving to her doubles partner, Alexandra Herrera. TJ Bomba, commissioner of the LPRT. Always interesting when you have to play a friend.
Yeah, it happens a lot on tour. I mean, these players who play doubles together a lot, I mean, they're bound to face up against each other in singles at some point, and obviously it's happening here today. These two last night in our doubles played so well together. I mean, they had two not easy matches. I'm sorry, one easy match, not an easy match last night in the quarterfinals over Perea and Enriquez. And I mean, they handled it quickly. So, but here they are today, singles. Mejia, the number 12 seed, and Herrera, currently number 4 player on tour. Double fault by Mejia. It's unusual.
Yeah, Mejia has been training a lot more this year, but one of the things I'd like to see her change is how she starts matches. Seems, I watched her warm up. Didn't look like she'd come and did the Paola Longoria 20 minutes on a treadmill kind of thing, but just kind of, I'll get in the court, hit a few balls. We're good to go.
Yeah, I would tell you that you will notice the very top players, Paola, Samantha, Vargas, they have routines that they do off court before they even step on the court and hit a ball. They are warming up their muscles. You know, I know Paola will go and do sometimes 20 minutes of cardio, maybe more, 30 minutes. She'll run, she'll get herself going, get her energy up. And I think that's a lesson that some of these younger, lower ranked players could benefit from. Side out for Herrera. Herrera, the lefty in the service box right now.
A serve from Herrera. We've talked about this glass court yesterday and how deceptive it is to see this green pin ball. Lots of shadows. You can see it yourself. The sun comes over. We're outdoors. It creates a different environment for these players.
Well, I think any ball of any color on this court is going to be a challenge. These players truly make it look easy. We got the sun glares this morning that we didn't have last night. Last night we had the bright lights and those glares, and now this is something totally different. So these players really have to adjust each time they come in the court.
And we saw Herrera win yesterday in a tiebreaker. Close tiebreaker to Jessica Parilla. It was a great match, and she won that tiebreaker with 5 aces, and she's had 2 already, and so she's really going to rely on this drive serve, as is Mejia, who earns an ace herself. What we're going to see is we're going to see a shooter versus a more of a tactician, I think, in Mejia.
I think that describes these two players very well. And to me, that's Alexandra's, you know, high percentage shot, that pinch into that left front corner. It'd be nice to keep a tally on how often she hits a winner with that shot. These two have been playing together a lot, talking about them being doubles partners. I mean, Montse is the current junior world champion. So neither one of these players are very old. I mean, they're 19, and I think Alexandra maybe 24 at best, 22, something like that. But young players played junior worlds together in doubles. They played Mexican nationals and won last year, besting Salas and Longoria.
Well, thanks to Todd Boss and Pro Racquetball Stats, these two haven't met very often on LPRT. It's just 1-1 between them, and so whoever wins this has got the head-to-head.
It's an even more interesting matchup here. You know, it's funny that you say that. Alexandra's a regular tour player. She made every event the past couple of years. Montse, young players, you know, just out of high school, already in dental school here in Mexico, hasn't been able to play the tour full time. I would love to see her do that. Looks like we have our first timeout.
Well, when we look at someone like Herrera, right, Mejia, up-and-comer, has been able to demonstrate her ability by winning the Mexican national championships. This is a high-quality player, but if you want to get into that top 3 echelon, you have to go through Herrera. Herrera is that kind of gatekeeper to those Salas, Vargas, and Longoria, and it's always Herrera who is kind of that level in between. Herrera doesn't beat Vargas, Samantha Salas, and Paola Longoria, but she beats everybody else. And so for Mejia, this is a test. I want to be in the top 4. I've got to get through Herrera, and that's the same for any of these players looking to kind of break through into the semifinals. Well, this is just the first of, I believe, 8 matches we are streaming today. We have a full day of racquetball, and it's going to be very competitive, I think, TJ.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we're starting off with 4 great quarterfinal matches, tough matchups. This one, Mejia and Herrera. Next up on this court, Vargas and Ana Laura Flores, who's a local player. This is her home club. And then we got 2 Mexican players in Nancy Enriquez and Samantha Salas. And we top it off with our 4th quarterfinal, Paola Longoria and Cristina Amaya. And we get a little break in the afternoon. We come back for our semis, singles and doubles semifinals tonight, starting at 5 p.m. Central Time.
8-3, 8-3. Herrera has started the brighter. There's the soft touch from Mejia. One of the things I really love about the way she plays is she doesn't always hit the ball hard. She's able to control it. She can hit it hard, but she has that ability, and not too many of the players can do that. A lot of them are all or nothing, and she shows a little bit of guile, as you will, in her game. But when Herrera sets her feet, pretty much points done.
Yes, she's a very consistent shooter, and to me, that's why she's number 4 on tour. Ace serves don't hurt either, obviously. It's a good get by Mejia. Tough serves.
I don't think Mejia has a coach here. Yanko Renteria is coaching Mejia over to our right. We have line judges for the quarterfinals, Suzy Acosta and Erin Rivera. So far not needed. There's that soft touch.
That's where she's so tough. She does that in doubles too. She really just controls the front of the court. And Alexander is left to shoot from the back, especially on this left side. I think that's a very good doubles team because, I mean, Montse takes that running forward away from Alexander. She doesn't have to. She has all the opportunity to shoot. Mejia serving at 6-8 in game 1. We're playing 2 games to 15. Tiebreaker 2-11 win by 1.
So we'll have our first appeal. Good serve was called. Overturned. Okay. That's the value of the line judges.
Yeah, that's why they're here and they're helpful. It's tough for the referee to see. As tough it is for the players to see on this glass court with all the angles and glare. It's tough for the referee too. They do the best that they can.
And the timeout was taken by Mejia, and it really worked in her favor. She's come back into this match, pulling even. We should mention refereeing. Maria Renee Rodriguez, the new official referee. So I think that will help the players too, having somebody who's consistently here at tournaments. And
although she can't make it to Virginia Beach, unfortunately. This is our next stop. Unfortunately, she'll miss that one.
Well, but you get what I'm trying to say is just having that relationship and knowing that how they call avoidable hinders and how they call replays. And, it takes some of the drama of who's this person refereeing? I don't know them. They're terrible kind of attitude. I think that will really help these ladies as they progress through the quarter, semis, and final.
And the more referees, I mean, it's just like anything else. They get better, they get more experience, and Maria refed a lot for us last year. And I think she's a good person to take on this role. Talking about our schedule and our next event. After we leave San Luis Potosi with this Grand Slam, in 2 weeks, we head to Virginia Beach for a Tier 1. Malia Bailey, most recent inductee into the Racquetball Hall of Fame, will be running that event. I just found out this morning that Kalani Bailey Lawrence, Malia's daughter, and Natalia Mendez are going to pair up in outdoor doubles. So that event in Virginia is going to be singles, doubles indoor, and it's also an outdoor event that they have right there at their club.
We'll have an appeal here. Mejia wants a discussion. So Herrera was swinging, but Mejia was in the middle, and Herrera, it looked like maybe she was trying to pull out of that swing. And so therefore it's, our official gave a replay. One agreed, one disagreed on the appeal. So call stands. Mejia loses one of her 3 appeals. Footwork. Reaching for that ball, waiting for it to come off. We're at altitude. We're using a pen green. When it comes off that back wall, it comes off further than most are probably anticipating. So you have to keep moving your feet. 9-8. So let's go back to Mejia taking that timeout. Timeout turned her around. She was down 8-3. Now she leads 9-8. One thing I do like about Mejia as well is her confidence. She's a confident player. She believes in her abilities. You don't see her second guessing herself. She trusts her shots.
She's a smart player too, and I'll tell you that I think it was last year. Yeah, last year at the U.S. Open. You know, Samantha Salas was there and didn't have a coach there with her. So Salas actually went to Muncie and asked her to coach her in the final of the U.S. Open. I mean, these players have that much trust in in Muncie's ability. Again, she knows the game.
Well, Mejia is pulling away, and Herrera is taking her next time out, probably a good one. Renteria was saying, uno más, he just wants a cambio, a side out. That's all he wants, because when she gets in the box, she'll score points with her serve. But she's struggling with the return of serve. Mejia, as we said, mixes things up, moves things around, and when it's Herrera, that's what you want to do against her. Move her feet.
Yes.
Good things will come for you if you can get her to do that.
You don't want Herrera in the service box. I mean, some ace serves, like you said, today, 2 already, and last night she had a lot of success against Perea with that.
I'm a little surprised how few jam serves we've seen on this court. It's so hard to pick up this ball, and when we saw Longoria Rodriguez last night, we actually saw several, and they were
both players.
And they were
Yes,
effective.
Yes.
And in fact, Rodriguez hit Longoria with a jam serve that Longoria just didn't see. And how often do you say that?
Right. All right, so we're back in. Muncie Mejia in the service box, serving at 12-8 to Alexandra Herrera. This game is to 15, win by 1.
A serve. If you can hit these back corners, the floor has some gaps between it and the wall, and it creates some dead spots.
That's a short serve. Alexandra asking for a short serve. She's going to appeal. 1 agrees, 1 disagrees. You know, that just goes to show with your angle on the court, sometimes a straight-in shot is harder to see whether it's short or long because, it's the ball actually blocks your view of the line.
Well, she was going for the pinch and mishit it front wall first, and so then it kicked down the left side. So let's see if she can get some points. Such a good serve.
Yeah, and Muncie was over there quickly, was able to get it back up to the front.
10 serving 14. Not that time. Mejia was ready for it.
And Alexandra left that one up just enough, too. And there's where I would say, as Coach Tim, you know, 2 aces to that side. Do you go to that side again for the third one, or do you mix it up and try the other side? Keep your opponent guessing.
Hold on, let's see if we get the avoidable hinder. Mejia will appeal this. The ball hit Mejia as it was going forward, and call stand side out. So an avoidable hinder given. Mejia slightly in the way of that cross court. There's a skip from Mejia. Looks up, thinks it got a bad bounce.
She's looking right at the camera on that one. I didn't see it.
No, there was,
but
no.
Okay.
It was fine.
Wishful thinking on her part, maybe.
There's that pinch. And suddenly it's getting close in this first game again. (12-14). So we are here in San Luis to answer TJ's question. I think it's a good question. You know, do you keep a serve going that's working, or do you change it because it's been working and you think your opponent will recover, figure it out? Curious to those of you watching, what would you do? Do you continue hitting that serve, or do you switch it up, hoping to keep your opponent off balance? So timeouts taken by both players, none remaining in this first game. Good timeout taken by Mejia. Herrera obviously back on a roll, winning points on her serve. So we'll see if the momentum changes.
Right.
TJ, we're outdoors. You can see the shadows and the lights changing constantly on this court.
Well, we have some cloud cover, so if you notice the brightness change a little bit, the clouds are kind of covering the sun, and then when they move and the sun comes out again, then it gets a little brighter on the court again. So if you notice some changes in our screen, and we're just trying to keep up with the changing light on court. You know what? This is such a great setup, though. This is a glass court setup just outside of a country club here in San Luis Potosi, right downtown. But to our left of the court, there's a public park, so you get a lot of traffic. I mean, right here to this main court, anybody can come up and watch. And last night, if you saw on our Facebook page or Tim's video of our crowd, it was packed in here.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun last night, and I'm sure it's just going to get bigger and bigger as if especially Longoria continues to win in her own tournament here in San Luis Potosi. But it's a fun event being outdoors too. It's just different. There's more room, and so there's more opportunities for people to watch, and there's just a different dynamic. It just changes things up a little bit.
Yeah, this is game point here for Monte Mejia.
Great cross-court winner from Herrera. We heard a little vamos from her. We don't hear that very much. Great hands.
Wow.
But that's too good from Herrera. It was an excellent Z serve, and Mejia, the ball was just gliding down the back wall, and she flicked it with the wrist, almost like a badminton shot of some kind, to get it to the front wall.
And there's where her great touch and her great hands in that front court really come into play.
She has a setup here.
Boy, they both left that shot up. Both had an opportunity. Let's see, Mejia back in the box for another game point opportunity. 14-13. Can't get much closer than this.
There it is. Mejia takes the first. She had a couple of opportunities. She shakes her head as she comes out, knowing that she might have got away with one there. But Mejia strikes first.
Yes. All right. What a great matchup. Thank you for joining us here. We'll take a little break. We'll be back live in San Luis Potosi, Mexico in just a moment.
We're back in for game two. It was a close one. Herrera took an early lead. Mejia took her timeout, grabbed the lead herself. After a couple more timeouts, Herrera found her way back into the match, but after saving 2 game points, it was Mejia who took the first. In we go to game number 2. These two are 1-1 on the LPRT. Mejia trying to reach a semifinal. That was a hard hit from Herrera. You heard it. Really crunched that one. Takes a 2-0 lead. Make that 3-0. This is what Herrera started some momentum. She was getting it back in game one. Couldn't quite get over the line. She needed to start brightly in the second game, and she's doing that. Loose Z serve to the left side, punished by her opponent. Wow, look at how close they were in the middle.
And Herrera still hit a good shot, good passing shot. You know, it's again one of those things that's so good about Monse. She doesn't always take a full swing and still has such great control anywhere in the court.
Well, as you mentioned that last night, it's why she's one of those ones you want to play doubles with.
Yes. Somebody watching here from Costa Rica. Yeah, a lot of great players in Costa Rica. Hopefully we'll see some more of those young players on tour.
We want to see an LPRT in Costa Rica.
Oh yes, so we would love to come there. Love to have an event there.
There's the jam serve. Created the setup. 3-shot rally. We'll see if Mejia sticks with it. I'm betting she doesn't.
So serve was called good. Alexandra is Herrera's appealing that. One line judge agreed, one disagreed. So that call stands.
Through the legs, Mejia. Oh, that'll be an avoidable hinder.
Yeah.
Porque, says Herrera, well, do you really want us to answer that?
Do you really want her to swing and take that shot?
Yeah. Thanks to everybody who shared the feed. 7 more matches after this. So many good ones. I'm looking forward to seeing Flores, the junior, in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, she's up next on this court. Flores is 19 years old and she's from San Luis Potosi. She will be taking on Maria Jose Vargas, the number 2 player on tour, next on this court. Mexico is well represented in these quarterfinals.
6 out of 8.
Yes.
Vargas, Amaya, the 2 exceptions.
Right.
Flores, I'm going to be interested to see how she handles the glass court and how she handles the moment of being in a quarterfinal. You either rise to the occasion or it affects you negatively and your performances drop because of it.
She did have some time on this court last night. She played doubles on this court. I don't think her singles match was on here earlier.
No.
No, she played Natalia Mendez on the back courts, indoor courts, yesterday. So I'll see Alexandra do that quite a bit. No, she could have taken the shot. She didn't. Actually, it looked like on that one she got the penalty hinder. But to me, she could have taken it. Monty was out of the way in time, but I am not the referee.
Herrera has to avoid those easy setup opportunities, or she has to execute them, excuse me. Mejia will take those all day. Excellent serve. So earlier in this rally, Mejia took one early, right? I actually really like for maybe a short serve, but I like the decision making because it takes Herrera out of the point. It's if she hit. Andrea points to his head, tells her to raise her racket and slow it down. It's a good shot. Another unforced error from Herrera.
Good
timeout.
Time for a timeout.
So, TJ, I want to suggest something new for you based on what we heard last night, the news we got last night. Super Grand Slam.
So actually, I'm going to tell the news again, just in case anybody
You should.
watching right now didn't hear it. And it's like I said last night, sit down, lean in close, because this was some really great news for us while we were streaming last night. I got a message from our major sponsor in Kansas City.
Y'all are still on. It's not working.
Okay, it looks like we'll.
Oh, did something happen down there? It's just the video's gonna be out.
All right, so anyway, I'll keep talking. We may have a little delay in our video there. Got a message from our major sponsor in Kansas City, and he sent me a note giving a new title to the event, calling it the TeamRoot.com Supermax Slam.
I was close.
Yes. So, and then he proceeded to tell me he's doubling our prize money again. So the LPRT will end this 2019-2020 season playing for $60,000 in Kansas
Unreal.
City. So thank you.
Well, I hope that's an incentive for players who maybe can't come to many tournaments, even some of the juniors. You know what?
Yeah.
I can afford to do this.
Yeah.
Let's go compete.
Yes. There will be singles and doubles. That 60 grand will be spread over singles and doubles. So it should be a poppin' event. So thank you to TeamRoot.com's Randy Root. Amazing event. We have a good time there every year. So thank you.
So it's called what again? Supermax?
TeamRoot.com Supermax Slam. Sorry. So yeah, we have some great events in our schedule. You can find our event schedule at lprtour.com. You can also follow us on Instagram. Yes, full schedule this year, about 16 events on our schedule. If we're in your neighborhood, come out and see these great players. It's cool online. It's even better in person because you can interact with the players and talk with them and see what the event is really all about.
That looks really. I'm not sure. A second serve's coming up. I wasn't sure if she called shorter screen. Almost, Mejia. She knew what was coming. Great anticipation, but it was too good from Herrera. Another battle in the second game. That was a loose serve from Herrera.
Yeah, these two.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, TJ. We're having an appeal of a screen. I thought it was a screen, but the line judges disagree. So here's the deal with the IRF rules, and this is what Rodriguez did. It was a screen. It was a screen, but in my opinion, but she didn't think so, and Mejia certainly didn't think so because she wanted to take that. Herrera's just making too many mistakes in the second game.
So that second serve coming up.
call.
trying to sell that shot. I thought it skipped.
Well, we're going to have another appeal. I think she's running out of appeals. No, oh, she is now. Both line judges agree. Okay, so Rodriguez being told she has no more appeals available. I don't like that. I think you need to save one for match point just in case. We've seen it happen before where a referee makes a mistake on match point. Sorry, no appeals left. Too bad.
That's so interesting because, I mean, it just shows what different perspectives. I thought the ball skipped. That had a funny sound, but you know, everybody, 3 other people thought it was good. So.
There's the difference. Mejia lunging to get, Herrera lunging to get that ball back. Mejia showing some control as she gets that ball back.
Incredibly good control, just moving Herrera around the court.
That was a flick of the wrist down the line. A good shot. Herrera needs some free points. 5 serving 9.
Oh, it just took a funny bounce.
She just missed it. We've said those words a lot on this court.
Yeah,
hard to see that ball
see.
as it wraps around these walls.
Kind of slid off the glass, coming a little bit of a spin maybe.
Winner of this will take on either Longoria or Amaya. Semifinal later this evening at 6 p.m. Central. So comfortable on the forehand side, Herrera. Makes her a really good doubles player. These two are very talented doubles players with the control that Mejia has and the shooting ability of Herrera.
Yes, and they'll actually be taking on the Argentinian team, Mendez and Vargas, later tonight in the double semis, and that'll be around 7 p.m. Central.
Yeah, that'll be a fun match.
Yeah. Smart shot by Herrera.
But again, lunging, you know, taking that huge step and reaching out rather than those small, quick foot movements. Herrera takes her second and final timeout. Probably a good timeout, TJ.
Yeah, that was a long rally. She seemed a little deflated after. I mean, there was that pinch into that front corner, that front left corner that Monse got to and won the rally. So I think Herrera was a little bit deflated after that rally. Good time to take a timeout, regroup. This court will slowly trickle in with more and more fans coming in, especially around the 2 o'clock hour when they come out to see hometown favorite Paola Longoria.
Absolutely. Of course, coming up next is Vargas Flores. So we're going to see some power hitting from Vargas, no doubt. She loves to hit the ball. There's no doubt about it. You can hear it. And we will see how Flores responds. She beat Vargas's teammate, Natalia Mendez, yesterday.
Yep.
And so that was on paper a surprise, I think, for a lot of people. But Flores is a junior world champion many times, and is slowly starting to find her way onto the LPRT.
Yeah, Flores is also very comfortable on these courts. This is her home club. This is where she plays. This is where she practices. She's used to those, unlike this glass court, the indoor courts that they played on yesterday. Very fast, concrete walls, very fast. We're also at altitude. And Flores really knew how to work the ball at this under these conditions.
Smart shot, Mejia in complete control right now. Herrera looking for something. She needs to get in this service box. Almost. So this will be a fun one. Mejia laughing because she won the rally, but she'd already asked for a replay.
No takebacks. I think Mejia was surprised that Herrera got that shot. Seemed like she was ready for the return.
6-12. Interesting that Herrera has gone to a lob serve as a first serve. We saw her earn aces at the beginning of the match. We saw her earn aces yesterday on that drive serve, and she's going away from it. And I think that's a mistake. You're better off going for it and just hitting it low and taking that as a second serve, that lob serve, than taking away your weapon. I'm just surprised by that.
I would agree with you on that one.
Mejia wants a screen serve.
She's going to appeal her own serve for a screen.
One agrees, one disagrees. Call stands. Oh, nice.
And she makes it for a winner.
Shake of the head from Herrera. Can't quite believe it.
Correction of the score there. It's 13, serving 6 here in game 2. Mansur Hughes serving 1 that first game. She's trying to earn a spot in the semifinals.
Smart. Really showed control to guide that down the left side.
Here's match point for Montse Mejia.
She saves 1. She's got a long way to go in the second game, but it's been done before. Just got to focus on the next point. She needs good serves. Goes to the lob serve. Ball kisses the corner, goes straight down the left wall, brings up another match point. Behind us, waiting for this match to conclude. She's ready to go. Two match points saved.
Herrera sticking with a lob serve. believe this is match point number 3. That should be a penalty hinder. That's what the referee calls.
But we talked about this, right? The experience of players to question the referee and say, what did you call? Or can I have that? And Mejia, she knew what the call was. But
standing right in the center of the court.
finally earns a point.
It's a smart down the line by Herrera. Still that lobster.
Credit the defense of Mejia to stay in that point.
Sliding on her knees.
Herrera didn't do too much wrong until Mejia got an opportunity herself. Mejia put it away. There it is, a little raise of the hands from Mejia. Finally, she advances to the semifinals.
Right, so upset by Monte Mejia over Alexandra Herrera. Next up on this court, we've got our number 3 ranked player on tour, Maria Jose Vargas from Argentina, taking on junior player Ana Laura Flores from San Luis Potosi, Mexico. Thank you all for joining us. We'll take a little break here, and we'll be back live in about 15 minutes.